this practice pitch that I have for Wednesday. So let me know, I guess, by the end, any questions or any feedback that you might have, or if it, for some reason, you can't hear me or it cuts off or anything like that for me to stop. So cool. This is a demo for Just Commit, and it's a tool that allows you to bet on yourself. The agenda is as follows. I plan to spend around 15 minutes in this pitch, covering the founder, the problem, the solution, which will include a demo, the potential that the idea has, and the ask. So just quickly, a bit about me before I get into the idea. I'm Daniel, I'm 25. I was born and raised in Caracas, Venezuela. I moved to the US for college. I studied at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I got a systems engineering degree with a CS focus. I graduated a couple of years ago. Whilst at college, I did a couple internships, one at Microsoft, one at Procter & Gamble, working as a software engineer. And then for the last couple of years, I spent full-time at P&G. And 6 months ago, I quit the job and I've been developing the Just Commit idea since. So what problem am I tackling with Just Commit? You've probably heard it's very intuitive to know that habit formation is hard. When the brain processes new information, it has to expend a lot of energy towards that. That's why brushing your teeth, going on in a shower, or driving your car through a route that you know is pretty intuitive and easy to do. But when it comes to doing something that you've never done, and more so doing that consistently, it's pretty intuitive to know. And I won't quote any McKinsey reports and numbers and percentages, because I really want that kind of the conversation and what I have in the slide hits on a personal note. So that's pretty intuitive. And if you want to start to do a consistent, healthy habit, and say you haven't gone to the gym in a year, but you want to retake that habit, that's usually associated with short-term pain. Meaning if you go and do back and biceps, probably that day or the next day, vas a tener ácido láctico running through your body, it's going to be sore. Or by another example, if you want to pick up a new book and you haven't read in a year, that's pretty risky to know if that book is going to be worth your time and if you're going to like the idea. So it's usually these healthy habits have short-term pain, but obviously they have long-term rewards if done through a consistent manner. But kickstarting that healthy habit is usually a pain point for a lot of people, probably you too. So a tool that people use to kickstart these habits or follow through on a commitment is to use commitment devices. So for example, that would be telling someone, telling your gym partner, I'll see you at the gym today at 5 p.m. It's very hard to decommit to doing that because you have added an extra layer of accountability. And the commitment device would be exactly that. Or for example, if you want to have a deep work session where you're not distracted, you might put your phone on airplane mode and not have it around. That's also a commitment device to following through on your set behavior. The thing with these commitment devices is that they're pretty specific to the desired behavior you want to accomplish. And there's no kind of general purpose commitment device. And so that's a perfect segue to introduce Just Commit, which is exactly that, a general purpose commitment device that allows you to bet on yourself.
Is it a device?
It's a commitment device. It's an application.
Tool.
Yeah.
It's a device usually relates to hardware.
Okay.
A tool can be hardware accessible, but it isn't a device.
So okay.
Just the terminology of the word.
Yeah, I mean, if you search for commitment devices, that's kind of a pretty old term, not related to technology at all. But I understand
is it an industry term?
It's yes. I mean, it's like a behavioral psychology term that doesn't really have to do with tech at all.
Okay.
But yeah, anyways, it's a tool that allows you to bet on yourself.
Well,
And
I'm just saying I know what you're doing, and when you say device, you use the word device 2 or 3 times,
mhm,
and the non-user of these products,
mhm,
don't see a commitment device as a tool. I see a commitment device as a phone or as a little thing, the way you're
mhm,
explaining it. So, in the event that you might be talking to uh, older people like me who don't know what the fuck commitment devices are,
mhm.
uh, you may want to make sure you let them know that it's a tool that can go on your phone.
Okay, cool. Noted. Thanks. Um, this is the Just Commit interface. Right now, it's a web application. And for you to make a commitment and bet on yourself, the first thing you need to do is connect your wallet. So I'll do exactly that. I'll connect my MetaMask wallet. And let's go with the example of saying that we want to go to the gym, and we have the option to say if we don't go to the gym, we'll lose $100. But if we do go to the gym, we'll gain those $100 back. Plus, we have the benefit of having actually gone to the gym. So it's a commitment through a monetary incentive. So let's quickly run through that. Let's say you want to go to the gym today, um, and let's put $100. Right now, the equivalent in ETH is 0.06 go early ETH, go early ETH. But it's in ETH right now just because this is a testnet environment. When the app goes live, it'll have the option to commit not only in ETH but in other tokens such as USDC, and in the future more kind of traditional mainstream payment channels like Venmo or PayPal. But right now we're putting 0.06 ETH, equivalent to $100. And the way for you to prove that you went to the gym and get that stake back is submitting a picture that actually proves your prior commitment. And somebody on the other side has to be there and actually act or approve or reject that picture that you submitted goes along with that commitment. And you'll understand that in a minute. But we have to specify here who the recipient of your commit to is. In my case, I'll just put a friend, belf.eth, and I will commit and I have 8 hours to follow through on my commitment and post that picture. So that commitment I'll put on chain. I'll get a MetaMask pop-up asking me to confirm that transaction or not. And you can see that if I open my MetaMask browser extension, that there's a pending transaction with the smart contract. And when that finishes loading, you'll see a couple buttons, a commitment button and a transaction button. The transaction one's going to take us to Etherscan, as we can see right now, or the commitment button takes us to another page within the Just Commit dApp. So quickly on Etherscan, you can see that there was the transaction made from my wallet to the smart contracts wallet for a value of your commitment amount, which in this case is 0.06 Ether. It's complete. And if you inspect further, you can see that the actual commitment of going to the gym is on chain. If we go back to the dApp, you can see that a commit card pops up within the active section of the dApp, and specifying that we have just a bit under 8 hours to actually post a picture of us going to the gym. And you can see that it's from my address and I committed to belf.eth. And it's important to note that this address ending in bad is the resolved ENS name of belf.eth. For purposes of the demo, I'll go ahead and submit the picture of me at the gym right about now. But in reality, you would close the app, go to the gym, and then submit the pic. And MetaMask prompts us for a second transaction to go on chain. And it's important to note that the actual picture per se is not going on chain, but rather an IPFS hash of that image for gas cost purposes. And IPFS, you probably know, interplanetary file system, which is a decentralized protocol for file upload and file retrieval, which Just Commit is leveraging. And so if I go to Etherscan, you'll see a few transactions associated with the contract creation, the creation of the commitment, which we did a few minutes ago, and the third transaction should pop up, which is the prove commit, which is successful. And upon inspecting that, we can see that the IPFS hash indeed has gone on chain. If I go back to the Just Commit application, the commit card is now not in the active tab, but rather it is waiting for it to be proved or judged by the recipient, which is the address ending in bad. And if I switch over to the account in Just Commit that has that wallet connected, you can see that the commit card is going to be on the verify tab of that account, as you'll see right now. The recipient would hit the camera, would see that the picture, if the picture in fact proves or not going to the gym. In this case, it does. So the third and final transaction going on chain is the judge this decision by the recipient. We'll confirm that, and we can see that last transaction going on chain, which as we refresh Etherscan, we see it pending. And while it's being finalized, being mined and indexed on chain, and in this case now confirmed, we can importantly see, once this is done, that there was a transfer of the commit amount, which was 0.06 ETH, transferred from the smart contracts address to the sender of the commit, which is right here, transfer 0.06 ETH, smart contract to my wallet. So that's the commitment flow, and the card would now appear in the feed. But I want to display what the short-term version of the app is, which is the photo sharing feed, apart from the actual commitment tool and to follow through on behavior. It's also a consumer application where you can see previous commitments from other people within the network. In this case, this person committed to reading a day ago for a $20 stake and they followed through. Going for a hike, this is a failed commitment right here, and you can see other examples of what could be commitments. This case, $200 for going to the driving range, and this person followed through. So you'd get a sense of how urgent or not this person really needed to go to the range. And so you can create this network effect within people submitting commitments, and you can see their progress on healthy habits, which ends up being a more positive version of what photo sharing can be, which is an alternative that we don't have today with current photo sharing apps. So back to the presentation. There's a few frequently asked questions out of the demo that I'll leave for later if there's questions associated with that. But the potential of this application and of the feed is, as I was saying, it's the fact that current photo sharing apps suck for personal growth, and they often drain our energy, and because they make celebrities out of all of us. And so Just Commit is an alternative to that, a more positive one. As I had previously said, Just Commit is consumer oriented. So that means that the total addressable market for this is huge. Everybody has an example of something that they want to do, but is procrastinating on, and probably betting $100 on themselves that they follow through would help them do that behavior. And finally, this is a positive sum game. You coming to the feed, you can be inspired and motivated by either the healthy habit of others, and others can be motivated and inspired by the commitments you've followed through on. So it's in general a more positive alternative to photo sharing and personal growth. A quick note on the grandiose vision that I have for this application, which extends beyond healthy habits. I envision in the future Just Commit to be the de facto human commitment protocol, which can yield with high certainty that a picture proves or not a past commitment. So by example, say Coca-Cola launches a campaign that says, well, the first 100,000 people that submit a selfie with their Coke can and whilst watching the current game of Argentina get rewarded with Coca-Cola coupons. You can submit that selfie to Just Commit, to the Just Commit network, not to a peer. And so you would have, out of the 1,000 judges, 800 saying that that picture actually proves that commitment. So it's a way for Coca-Cola to outsource that certainty and the trust that a picture actually goes along with a commitment. So the potential looking ahead for what I call a human commitment protocol extends beyond this feed that we saw on Healthy Habits. And the ask, finally, to conclude this presentation, this is an angel round that I'm raising. I'm raising at a valuation of, and minimum amount to invest is a ticket of $1,000. Just because the strategy here that I'm employing on these very early stage rounds is to have the most amount of investors as possible, given that, because if they have skin in the game, there'll also be kind of users of this application and give me feedback. So the threshold to invest, I'm putting it at a low bar for me to increase the quantity of people with skin in the game and Just Commit. And the instrument with doing so would be a safe note, and the valuation is post money. For more on this idea, there's a Notion site, and there's a YouTube playlist of demos and visions and such. And then I also have my personal page where you can see my writing on not just Commit, but crypto in general. Thank you for watching.